November 23rd, 2019 marks 10 years since the day I shot myself. It also marks 10 years since a resolute decision, declaration that I would never go there again and that I would stay there, that I would survive. It has not been 10 years since I had my last suicidal thought. That day was not my first suicidal thought. It wasn't impulsive. It was a moment of giving up. My suicidal thoughts started at the age of 13. No one knew at the time because I was afraid to talk about it. But I wanted to die. Rather, I didn't want to live like I was living. I've seen a lot of anti-suicide campaigns and a lot of statements, and they all deal in guilt. It's selfish, it hurts others, and to be honest, I always knew that. I never needed anyone to tell me that it would hurt others. In fact, that hurt almost worse than what I felt. When I'd hear those things, it would make me feel like I was wrong, broken, that I should have such thoughts and desires to hurt someone else by my loss. In fact, for most of the last 10 years, I thought that the pain I felt that day was guilt. But 10 years ago, I put the gun to my chest and I pulled the trigger. And it hurt. But when I coughed up blood, there was air in it. I knew that I was going to die. That hurt worse. I have never felt anything like what I felt that day. I don't even know how to describe it. The pain, the emotional pain was so intense that it completely blocked out all physical sensation. I was pain. It was greater than the summation of anything I had felt before then. And I saw each one of my loved ones. I imagined their reactions. I saw my dad. I knew he'd be the first one to come home. Wonder the fact that my truck was in the driveway. Come in, calling for me. And when I didn't respond, he'd come walking down the hallway, and he'd be confronted with a blood-soaked carpet and the body of his son, my body. And I knew he'd run to me and hold me to him and cry. I saw them all. It hurt. And with each one, I was left with something that I wanted to say to them, but would never get the chance to say. Even people I never would have imagined. The pain I felt wasn't guilt. It was the pain of so many goodbyes. I would never get the chance to tell my dad that it wasn't his fault, and I missed him, that I loved him. Any number of things. Same goes for my mother, my brothers, my sister. I wasn't ready to say goodbye to them. I was ready to not feel like I felt, but I was not ready to say goodbye to them. It took 8 years after that before I could finally be done with suicidal thoughts. They came even though I did not want for them. They weren't, oh, that happened, I should kill myself. It was every single thought for over half of the 15 years that I experienced suicidal thoughts. that they came between each thought. Kind of like 7 plus 2, I should kill myself, equals 9, I should kill myself. It took 8 years after a resolute decision to not ever go there to finally work it out, gain freedom. It's challenging. It's much more than that. But there's a light. In that 8 years, there was a lot of life, a lot of happy moments, a lot of struggles, but there was life. And there is life now. I have many more reasons. And so I hold them. I hold my love for the ones around me. I hold the parts of me that they have shaped. And I hold the fact that I never want to say goodbye to them. And I hold that as my resolution against suicide. But it's been 2 years. It hasn't been 2 years free of struggles, but it's been 2 years since I had a suicidal thought. And there's a way out. And it doesn't have to be the end.